Hello there. In this video, we're going to start mood boarding and doing some research for our designs. So let's go. Okay, welcome back to the file. So we're in the project overview file. Let's go to the overview itself and let's just have a quick look. So we've got our primary users, core objectives, key metrics. So we've got some platform constraints here. So where we are at the moment is we want to do some research and get some inspiration. So what we're going to do is we're going to go out onto the internet, onto certain websites, and we're going to look for some inspiration for our dashboard. And what I've done in this file for now is I've added a mood board page here, and I've added a section here on the page called mood board. So we can paste all the screenshots that we find and cluster them here within Figma. Okay, let's switch to the browser and let's go to our first website. Okay, so we're on our first website, we're on Behance.net, and what I've done is I've gone ahead and added some tags for dashboard and e-commerce, and I just want to see what comes up and see if there's anything in here that we could use for our project. Okay, let's start going through some of these examples that have come up. There's quite a lot of results. We can refine them further, but let's just see what comes up based on these terms. So let's just click on the first one. So I feel like this first one it looks like it's fleet related, so I'm just going to press escape on the keyboard. I want something that's more e-commerce related, so let's just go on to this one. Okay, so let's just take a look through this project. So we've got a nice mock-up here of the dashboard. Let's just scroll down and see if there's anything else. So we've got things like total revenue, new orders, customers, income, popular products, orders. These are all typical things for e-commerce dashboards, so these are useful stats. I quite like the simple layout here, so you've got the navigation on the left-hand side. So I quite like the simple color palette that they've got, using a nice green throughout. They've got the navigation here on the left-hand side, and then they've got the dashboard elements, so they've got different containers for different charts and bits of information on the screen. Seems to be structured quite nicely. You've got search at the top, you've got profile, you've got the ability to filter as well. Let's just scroll down and see if there's anything else in here. So I think looking at the rest of the project, there's just other mock-ups on other pages. So what we'll do to begin with, for our mood board, let's go ahead and grab a screenshot of this, because I think this will be a good starting point and a good example. All right, let's close that down and let's scroll down and see what else we can find. So again, we've got another e-commerce dashboard here. Let's click on this and see what we have. So just scrolling down the project a little bit further, I've just come to this mock-up. So we've got the navigation along the top in this instance. We've got settings, we've got the profile, the alerts and so on there. Then we've got our containers for the different pieces of information. A bit of a spelling mistake there, but total sales, sales heat map, top countries by order, top selling products. Again, a nice use of color, it's not too overwhelming. Let's just grab a screenshot of this one because it's a slightly different layout. Okay, so that's done. Let's click on escape. Let's get out of that project. Let's click on this project here. Okay, again, looking at the screen, we've got the navigation on the left. We've got the dashboard cards. We've got different visuals. Again, the color palette, looking at it, it seems to be constrained around this kind of purple. And we also have this orange as well that's being used to complement some of the other visuals. Let's grab a quick screenshot of this. Okay, so far we've found 3 examples to use. What I'm going to do is I'm going to speed up this next part of the video. I'm going to go ahead and gather some other examples, and then I'll copy and paste those into Figma, and we'll go from there. So I'll see you in a sec. Okay, welcome back. So as you can see, we've got some examples already of some dashboards that we found on Behance. And these are just showing different colors, different layouts, different ideas that we could explore for our dashboard. I'm not finished just yet, so let me just flip back to the browser. So a quick tip when you're mood boarding using these websites, use the filters, but also go all the way back up on this website. I feel like I'm exhausting the examples that I'm finding now based on these 2 keywords. So what I would do next is potentially change analytics. Maybe change it to something like sales and see if you get different results for dashboards for sales, or potentially you could use some of these keywords here. So you could do UX, UI, you could just do design, you could do data analysis, maybe visualization. So use these different keywords on these different websites in the search to populate different examples when you're doing this process. So yeah, that's my quick tip. I'm going to dive back in. I'm going to carry on with Behance, and I will see you in a bit. All right, welcome back. So as you can see, we're filling our mood board up with lots of examples. So let's just zoom in, have a look what we've captured so far. So we've got lots of inspiration on the dashboard front. Just zooming in, we can see we've got some different pie charts. We've got some different visualizations. There are also lots of different metrics that are shining through on these dashboards, like total revenue, total orders, conversion, and so on. Looking at a few of them, we can get a feel for how they're using color as well. So some of them are using the brand color across some of these visualizations with other complementary colors as well. Some are in dark mode, like this one here. We have, as we've gone along, captured some different navigation states as well. So you can see there's a concept here for a navigation. There's another one here, so showing it as it's expanded and when it's collapsed. And then we've got one that's horizontal up here, so you can see it's kind of a tabbed layout. So you have the different navigation items along the top of the screen. So yeah, again on this one, giving us an idea of the layout. So seeing how the spacing is on the screen, where the navigation's going, where these information cards are going, where the stats are going. We can pull inspiration from different industries and different dashboards to see how they're using these visual elements, which should be useful as well. On some of the dashboards, we're seeing how tables are being used, the types of things that are going in them. You know, you've got different tabs here, you've got a search, you've got an actions button there as well. So it gives us some ideas if we're going to use tables within our dashboard screen as well. So yeah, it's a good start. I'm just going to zoom in here onto our research and inspiration piece. So the idea here was to review existing e-commerce and analytics dashboards to identify common layouts and hierarchy patterns, effective chart and table usage, and opportunity to improve clarity and scalability. We'll continue doing that. I think we've made a good start, and I want to use some of these other websites as well to pull inspiration from them. Okay, let's move on to the next website. Okay, that's it for this part of the video. The next part will be next week. So like, subscribe, all of those things, and I will see you in the next video.